Next is a class on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, 4th chapter, text number 1 through 2, given by His Divine Grace, A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on May 9th, 1969, in Columbus, Ohio.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, Transcendental Knowledge. 1. The Blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ishatu. Purport. Herein we find the history of the Bhagavad Gita traced from a remote time when it was delivered to the kings of all planets. The royal order is especially dedicated to the protection of the inhabitants, and as such, its members should also understand the science of the Bhagavad Gita in order to rule the citizens and protect them from the onslaught of material bondage to lust. Human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge, an eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the executive heads of all states and all planets are obliged to impart this lesson to the citizens by education, culture, and devotion. In other words...
So, in this verse, the exact Sanskrit word is Imam Vivasati Yugam Prak Proktamanamabhyam Vivasan Manavipraho Manu Vikhaka Vidravi Evam Parampara Prakam Himam Rajadsayo Vidu Sakalini Hajuga Nasta Parantava. So, this Bhagavad Gita, science of Bhagavad Gita, is not a new presentation. Just from this verse we can understand that it was instructed to the sun god. Sun god, apart from what is the duration of age of sun god, but from the Manu, because the next statement is Vivasan Manave Prahu. Vivasan, the sun god's name is Vivasan. Just like your the chief executive head is called the president. Similarly, there is a chief executive head also in the sun planet, president. And the present president's name is, just like your present president's name is Nixon. Similarly, the present predominating deity in the sun planet is known as Vivasan. So everything is in detail. This is called Vedic literature. Vedic literature is not concerned only with this planet. Vedic literature deals with all the universal planets. Just see, here is the statement. Krishna says that in the beginning I explained the science of Bhagavad Gita to the present predominating deity of sun planet whose name is Vivasa. Do you think that Krishna is playing joke or speaking something lie that he said to Vivasa, the present presiding deity? No, that is not possible. Actually, he has spoken. And Krishna wants, others may think of Krishna, avajananti manga mudha. Rascals and fools may think of Krishna as ordinary man. But in India, the great Acharyas, just like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhyacharya, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, practically these acharyas are guiding the whole destiny of the Hindu world. They have all accepted Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. So, whatever Krishna is speaking, that is right. Now, you can understand that if Krishna spoke to the Sun God, and the Sun God spoke to his son Mano, then how old is the science of Bhagavad Gita? Apart from Sun God's duration of age, if you simply take the present age, Vaivasvata Mano, the age of Vaivasvata Mano is 71 multiplied by 4,300,000 years. 4,300,000 of years multiplied by 71. It's a very long duration of life. Now, at the present moment, the Vivasa, the Vaivasvata Manos is half finished. That means the number, numerical strength, 4,300,000 of years into 71, divide by 2, so long years Bhagavad Gita was spoken. The Bhagavad Gita is not a new thing, it's a new adventure. And the person who spoke Bhagavad Gita to the Sun God, does it mean that he left something to be commented by some these mundane man to understand the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita? Such a great personality, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he told something which is to be understood by the interpretation of a mundane scholar. Do you think it is reasonable? No. Whatever he spoke, that is all. And that is clear. There is no question of interpreting in a different way. Just like here, the Blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the Sun God Vivasa. What is difficulty there? Is there any word which you cannot understand? Is anyone here who cannot understand these lines? It is clear. The Blessed Lord said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the Sun God Vivasa. Everyone can understand that Krishna instructed this science of Bhagavad Gita, or the yoga of Bhagavad Gita, to the Sun God whose name is Vivasa. It is clear how you can interpret. Now the thing is, unless I think of Krishna that he is an ordinary man, how he could say to the Sun God Vivasa, then the interpretation is required. But that sort of thinking is not bona fide. Because if you want to study Bhagavad Gita, you have to take the words of Bhagavad Gita. The Blessed Lord, He is Lord, He can say. The Lord is not like ordinary man. Because we cannot say to the Sun God, therefore Krishna cannot say. That is our foolishness. Why should we calculate Krishna's activity with my activity? Therefore all the commentaries who think Krishna as ordinary man, they are none and void. Such commentaries should not be accepted. We have explained in our introduction that all the commentaries in the market, they are simply presentation of the particular commentator's personal view. That is not Bhagavad Gita. If you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, then you should understand as they are said. You don't interpret in your own way. Now because there should be some doubt of the ordinary man that how Krishna could say to the sun god, that is explained in the next verse. Because Arjuna was taking instruction from Krishna. He knew Krishna, what he is. Otherwise he would not have accepted him as a spiritual master. But because others would doubt, this is fictitious, that Krishna said to the sun god, how it is possible? So, you find, Arjuna said, the sun god Vibhushan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the science to him? Krishna is taking our position. Hey, Arjuna. Persons who are thinking of Krishna as ordinary person. So Arjuna is trying to clear that point that Krishna is not ordinary person. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore he has put this question, that the sun god Vibhushan is senior by birth to you. Sun god Vibhushan, the sun planet, father of Manu. Manu's age he cannot calculate. About 40 millions of years ago, Manu was born, and his father, we do not know what is his age. So how it is possible? If Krishna is ordinary man, he spoke to him. That is being clear. So what he answered? The blessed Lord said, many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. That is the difference between God and man. That is the difference between God and man. We cannot remember. Even we cannot remember what I did at this time, yesterday. That is our forgetfulness, is our nature. To commit mistake, to forget, to be illusioned, to be cheated, imperfection of senses, these are our qualifications. Every one of us, anyone who is in this material world, they are subjected to these defects. He is sure to commit mistake, to err is human. He is subjected to be illusioned, and he has a cheating propensity. Just like a mundane scholar, I do not wish to name, a mundane scholar, he admits in introduction that it is very difficult to interpret Bhagavad Gita in one's own way. It is so tightly fitted. Actually it is so. Unless you contradict yourself, you cannot interpret Bhagavad Gita according to your own way. So, Arjuna is clearing that, and Krishna is saying the difference is that I appear, as you'll find later on. Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata tadatmanam srijama. Whenever there is discrepancies in the procedure of religious function and there is predominance of irreligiosity, at that time God or that representative comes to this world to make things nice. So Krishna appears. Krishna appears and we also appear. But our appearance and Krishna's appearance is different. We have accepted this body. We have appeared in this world, forced by our karma, according to our past deeds. Just like we are sitting, every one of us has different features of body. Why? According to different karma. The body is made according to karma. That is the explanation of difference. So we cannot know. And we can understand that your mentality, my mentality is different. You act in different way, I act in different way, that is the way. Everyone of us. Therefore, we are forced to accept a certain type of body according to our own karma. But Krishna does not. We change our body. Let's try to understand. This forgetfulness means change of body. Just like we had some certain type of body in our previous life, but we do not know. Forgot. Because I have changed the body, therefore I forgot. What to speak of my last birth? In your childhood, when you were say 3 or 4 years old, you did so many things. But do you remember them? No. Because you have changed the body. That body is gone. Therefore you have forgot. Forgetfulness means change of body. We are changing body every second, every minute. Therefore you are forgetting. And Krishna does not forget, that means he does not change body. This is pure understanding of Krishna. Krishna says that many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of it. Many. Thousands and thousands of times Krishna appeared on this world. But he remembers everything. And I cannot remember about my child. So how can I become one with Krishna? These Mayavadi philosophers, they are declaring that I am God. How you can, what is your qualification that you become God? God is not so cheap thing. People have technique that everyone can become God. Every one of us God. This is another illusion, another Maya, because we do not know what is God. Here is God. He says, many millions of years ago I spoke to Son God. I remember. This is God. Simple truth. This is the proof that he is God. Read Krsna Consciousness in the Brahma Sangha. Read it.
In the Brahma Samhita, we have information of many incarnations of the Lord. It is stated there, I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, Krishna, who is the original person, absolute, infallible, without beginning, although expanded into unlimited forms, still the same, original, the oldest, and the person always appearing as a fresh youth.
The exact verse in Sanskrit word is Advaita Achyuta Anadi Ananta Rupam Hadyam Purana Purusang Navajauvanancha Vedeshu Dhullavadur Lavayatva Bhaktau Govindam Adipurusam Tamaham Bhajami. Advaita. Advaita means Krishna expands himself. Krishna can expand himself. That is God. Just like I am sitting here, you are sitting here. Suppose you are wanted by your some relative at home. But if somebody inquires, Mr. Sat is at home, they reply, no, he is not at home. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna, Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. He is present everywhere. It is not that because Krishna was speaking with Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, therefore he was not in the Goloka or Vaikuntha. Not only Goloka, Vaikuntha, everywhere. You'll find in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is here also. Now, Ishara Sarvabhutanam Viddhesi Arjuna Tishthati. Krishna is everyone's heart. In your heart there is Krishna. in my heart there is Krishna, everyone. So Krishna is not like that. Therefore, Advaita, Achyuta, Anadi, Ananta. Ananta means unlimited. But one, Advaita. There is no difference. That's like the electricity power. I give you a crude example. Unlimited. Factories are running in electricity. Different types of work is being utilized by electric energy. But the electricity is one. Similarly, God is one. But He can expand. That is His potency. Parasa Sakti Vividhai Vasyate. In the Bhagavad Gita, I will understand in the 13th chapter that Krishna says, Kshetradancha manavidhi sarvasetresu bharat. The living entity, I am living entity, you are living entity, every one of us. I am living in this body, you are living in this body. Here we have got different bodies. So Krishna says that the living entity is the proprietor or the knower of the particular body. But he says again, Kshetradanchapi manavidhi. I am also knower of this particular body. Sarvasetresu bharata. In every body. Annantarastham paramanu chatra. He is in every body, in every atom. That is it. Now, I am living in my body. If there is pain here, I can understand here is a pain. But if there is some pain in your body, I cannot understand. Therefore, I am different from you. But Krishna can understand what is pain or pleasure in my body and what is pain or pleasure in your body and everyone's body. That is Krishna. Sarvasetresh. That is God. Not that simply by saying I am God. I am the same God. Or how you can God? Can you tell what I am thinking? Can you tell what he is thinking? No. Then how? What kind of God you are? Don't accept as cheap God. These are the symptoms of God. Advaita Yachyati Anadi Ananta Rupa. Yes, an Ananta. Unlimited. That is an unlimited living entity. In the Vedas it is said, Nitya Nityanang Chetana Chetanana. They are an unlimited living entities. Unlimited eternal. But there is one supreme eternal, supreme entity. What is the difference between this? The unlimited number, a plural number, and one singular number? That is also answer. Ekahi bahunam vidadhati kama. That singular number one entity is supplying all the necessities of all the plural number entities. We are all plural number entities. The living entities, we are plural number. Nitya, Nityana. This Nityana is plural number. What is it? In Sanskrit. And he is Nitya, he is one, singular number. Eka bahunam vidadhati kama. That one is supplying the necessities of all. Don't you see how God is supplying all the necessities of birds, beasts and everyone? Ourselves, we don't acknowledge. Because we are civilized, we do not acknowledge. The birds, beasts also do not acknowledge. But because they are birds and beasts, so we are just becoming like birds and beasts, denying the existence of God, denying the authority of God. We are taking advantage. Vidadhati kama. If Krishna does not supply you this light, sunlight, is dark. But he does not charge anything. But because you are human being, you should try to repay. Oh, Krishna is giving us so much facility. Let me render some service unto him. This is Krishna consciousness. This is to acknowledge, oh God, you are so kind. You are giving us so many things. So I have collected this fruit. It is your fruit. I know. But still, please accept. This is finished, your business. You are a great devotee. You are a great Krishna conscious personality. And Krishna says, Patram puspam phalam toyam jyomi bhaktya prajitshati. Krishna does not want you from you. Very nice thing. Krishna is complete in himself. He can produce many, many nice things. He is not begging from you, but still he is expecting something from you. Because he supplies so many things to you. Is it not? Suppose if you have got a friend, you always give it. Don't you expect something? Oh, I give so many things to my friend. He does not offer me anything. Don't you feel out of love? Father, mother, they do so many things for the children. If the children do not do anything for the father and mother, are they not happy? Are they happy? No, they are not. Oh, my children is so ungrateful. Although he does not work. Krishna is full in himself. But if we supply something to Krishna, Krishna's goods, Krishna is to be supplied to Krishna. The food is not produced by you. Krishna says, Patram puspam phalam toyam jyomi bhaktya prajitshati. Anyone who offers me a little fruit, a little water, and little leaf, oh, I accept. Tadaham asnami bhaktya upurikam. Because he has brought with devotion and love, I accept it. If Krishna accepts your offering, then your life becomes sublime. That is Krishna consciousness. Simply you should have to acknowledge we are getting so many facilities of Krishna. He is sitting in your heart. He is supplying all necessities. He is giving you sunlight. He is giving you moonlight. He is giving you rainy, seasonal rains, fruits, flowers, rain. And you are so ungrateful that you do not acknowledge. In your Christian Bible also, it is said, you go to church, oh God, give us our daily bread. That's all right. Krishna is supplying bread. Otherwise, where from you are getting bread? You cannot manufacture bread in the factory or wheat or rice. You can manufacture some iron tools, that's all. Not eatable. But you cannot manufacture nice grains. That is not possible. It is supplied by Krishna. Ego bahunam vidadatikam. So try to understand in this way. Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. Then your dormant relationship with God and Krishna will be revived. Etadatpanam arjanam. Lord Chaitanya says, by revival of Krishna consciousness means the dirty things accumulated on our heart will be dissipated immediately, vanished. Then we shall see, oh, this is my position. I am Krishna's and Krishna is mine. So, although Krishna is present everywhere, as it is stated here, Advaita Achyuta Anadi Ananta Rupam Adyang Purana Purusam. Adyang means the original personality. Krishna is the original father. You will find in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvajoni Shukauntiya Sambhavanti Murtayaja. In every species of life, all types of forms of life, their mother is this material nature, and I am the seed-giving father. The father is the seed-giving agent, and mother gives the body. So this material nature is our mother. According to Vedic conception, the material nature, mother is worshipped. There are 7 kinds of mother. Not one mother. आदो माता गुरु पत्नी ब्राह्मणी राजपत्नी का धेनु धात्री तथा पृथ्वी सप्तैते मातर स्मृता. आदो माता, रियल माता, from whom I have taken birth. Ado Mata, Guru Patni, the wife of spiritual master. Ado Mata, Guru Patni, Brahmani. Brahmani, the wife of a Brahmin, learned scholar. Ado Mata, Guru Patni. Why learned scholar? He is also Guru. Because from learned scholar we learn so many things. And Guru teaches us something. Therefore his father. And his wife, his mother. Ado Mata, Guru Patni, Brahmani, Rajapatni. Rajapatni means a queen. And now there is no king and queen, but formerly there was king and queen. The queen is also mother, because king is father. He is giving protection to the citizen. Sadhu Mata Gurupatni Brahmani Rajaputika Dhenu, cow. Cow is our mother. Why? You supply milk, you are drinking milk. So, you are killing cows. Oh, that's not good. Killing mother. Ado Mata Gurupatni Brahmani Rajapatni Dhenu Dhati Tatha Prithvi, that material nature, is also mother. Because like the material nature of this body. So if you study Vedic literature very nicely, and if you try to understand, then your life will be sublime. So this Krsna Consciousness movement is trying to give you all the authoritative information from Vedic literature. They are not manufacturing anything. They are not empiric philosophers presenting something mental concoction. No. Therefore this Bhagavad Gita I have presented, Bhagavad Gita as it is. This is our business. Just like a post-pion's business is to deliver the envelope as it is. And if there is good news, it is for you. If it is bad news, it is for you. But the pion's business is to deliver as it is. Similarly, our business is to present Krishna's message as it is. Then he becomes spiritual master. Spiritual master does not become grown just like tree. No. It is carrying the message from higher authority, as it is stated. I told this message, Krishna said, to Vivasva, the sun god. He told to his son, Manu. Manu told to his son, Ikshatu, in this way, this is coming down. Now it is broken. Therefore, I am saying unto you, Arjuna. So there is no difficulty in administering this Vedic message to the world, provided we simply carry the same message as it was delivered by Krishna unto. That's not very easy. Anyone can do it. We simply try to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is and distribute it. Krishna says this, that's all. You haven't got to comment or add anything, something. But to present, you can speak something, but the central point should not be missed. Then people will be benefited. Then people will be benefited. They will receive the message as it is. And this is transcendental message. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, আমার আজ্ঞায় গুরু হইয়া তার সর্বদেশ যারে দেখো তারে কহ কৃষ্ণ উপদেশ. God Chaitanya says that every one of you become the spiritual master. Everyone. Why one, two? Everyone. Oh, spiritual master is very difficult job. No, no difficult job. Chaitanya, আমার আজ্ঞায়, just try to carry out my order. That's all. Then he becomes spiritual master. And if you interpolate, if you put something nonsense, rubbish, to show your so-called rascals education, then it's spoiled. Immediately spoiled. Immediately spoiled. And as if you present as it is, then it's pure. Tatpachishta payodhatha avaishnava mukhadgirna puto hari katha amritam. Hari katha, this message of Bhagavad Gita is Hari katha. Hari means the Supreme Lord, His word. Therefore it is word. That do not try to hear this message of Hari or the Supreme Lord from rascal non-devotees. Do not try to hear. Why? Sarpachishta payodhatha. Just like milk is very nutritious food, but if a little milk is touched by the tongue of a serpent, the whole thing is spoiled. A serpent, a very thin tongue, if it touches the milk, the whole milk is spoiled. So, if we take such milk, milk is very nice. No, because it is touched by the serpent's teeth, it should not be taken. Similarly, any transcendental message, any Vedic literature, unless it is presented by a self-realized devotee, it is poison. You simply misunderstand the whole thing and you do not get the benefit, rather you become a victim of misunderstanding.